Welcome in, everyone, to the last game on Field 3 for Spring Hill. Actually, Sebring, Dixie Youth Baseball here at Sebring Park. As we have game 4 of 4 about to take place between Sebring and Spring Hill American Dixie. Both of these teams have played earlier today. Sebring played at 9 a.m. and they defeated West Volusia 14-0. And Sebring won earlier by a score of 14-0. And Spring Hill was defeated earlier at 11 a.m. by the score of 8-4 when they lost 8-6 when they lost to Bartow. Bartow went on to win against West Volusia by a score of 12-4. So this should be a pretty interesting matchup here between Sebring and Spring Hill American as we get set for our last game of the day here on this field in Pool 2 of this Dixie Youth Baseball. Machine pitch tournament play as these teams are looking to get a spot in the elimination brackets that will take place on Monday and Tuesday when we will hit elimination play. Let's go through the starting lineups real quick. Your home team is going to be Spring Hill American Dixie. Your away team is Team Sebring. So we'll go through Sebring's first. The lineup for Sebring is as follows. Leading off is number 11, Camden Engler. 00, Mikai Taylor. Number 1, Tanner Simmons. Number 10, Gabe Ford. Number 23, Jet DeWitt. Number 17, Hunter Stone. Number 4, Jesus Peniagua. Number 2, Dyson West. Number 7, Damian St. Mark. Number 18, Tyler Green. Number 8, Vinny Ward. And number 3, Coda Cabrera. So leading off is number 11, Camden Engler, and he hits a hot shot into left field right past the shortstop. That one's going to go all the way to the fence. He's rounding second, headed for third, and that's going to be a leadoff triple for Camden Engler, getting Sebring started early. Great piece of hitting there by Engler as he fired that one down the left field line. He went 2 for 2 earlier today in that 14-run rout of West Volusia. He had a single and a double in that game. Coming up next is Mikai Taylor. He also went 2 for 2 this morning. 2 singles, 2 RBIs to his name. We'll see if he can get another RBI here as Engler is already standing at third with that triple. Good piece of hitting there. This time the shortstop for Spring Hill is there to field it. He fires it over to first. But that gets past the first baseman, Jaden Allen. And Taylor is going to be on second after the air. And the runner is going to store from first, so Sebring strikes quickly with a run. As Sebring looks like they're going to threaten early, but they are doubled up there by Spring Hill after the hot shot hit by Tanner Simmons gets caught. They tag out Mikai Taylor in between the base pass, and now there's 2 down quickly. Good job by Spring Hill American Dixie to turn 2 there and really limit what could started out looking like a big Sebring threat. Hot shot by number 10, Gabe Ford. Down the left field line, fielded by the third baseman of Spring Hill, fired to first. And he's out on the ground out. So a triple and a single for Sebring brings 1 across here in the top of the first. But the double play really ends the threat. We're headed to the bottom of the second with Spring Hill American coming up. And I'll give you the lineup real quick so you know who's coming to bat. Up first is going to be number 77, Jackson Barton. Then number 8, Brody Hedick. Number 24, Rhett Williams. Number 22, Jacob Lugo. Number 1, Jaden Allen. Number 3, Dylan Olding. Number 5, Austin Emmerman. Number 34, Aiden O'Nolan. Number 11, Brody Haas. Number 99, Noah Sanchez. Number 44, Jaden Toth. Number 6, Mario DeAngelis rounds out the lineup here for Spring Hill. Spring Hill lost a close one in what was our most competitive game of the day so far. An 8-4 loss, 8-6 loss to Bartow. They had the lead early in that game, up 4-0, but they let Bartow climb back into that one as Bartow scored 6 runs in the last 2 innings. Jackson Barton is going to be leading off for Spring Hill. Jackson went 2 for 3 in that first game. He got a single in the first and second inning, but grounded out in the 5th. We'd like to remind you, if you want to text in shout-outs here, you can send them to my cell phone at 410-903-2715. That's 410-903-2715. You can text in, tell me who you are, who you're rooting for, and where you're rooting from, and I will read that shout-out over the air. Got some shout-outs coming in now. Way to go, Spring Hill, from Jordan Cameron. So that's what you need to do. Just tell me where you're listening from, especially if you're listening from out of state. If you're watching us on JockJive.com and you're out of the state of Florida, just let us know where you are, because we like to know where all our listeners are coming from. We've had 4 states, or personally, I've had 4 states represented today. Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Texas, and then Florida, of course, but trying to add some more states to there. If you're listening from outside, just let us know. You can text that into 410-903-2715. Got one coming in for Jacob Lugo. Good luck, champ. Bring that trophy home. Love you, Pumpkin, TT, Angie, and Miguel. Lugo had a big game in that first outing. He hit a inside the park home run in the first and hit a single in the third for Spring Hill. Although Spring Hill wasn't able to come out with the victory, he did a good job with his at-bat. And there's a hit by Spring Hill's number 77, Jackson Barton. That one almost rose to the fence, but it's cut off, and he's going to be on first with a leadoff single. We have another shout-out coming in to all of our Spring Hill boys. Go fight, win. You, the boys, have the biggest hearts for the game. We couldn't be more amazed by your talents. And for number 77, Jackson Barton gets a shout-out right after he hits the single. Great job getting to the state tournament. Play hard, have fun. We love you, Cole and Aunt Lisa. Properly timed shout-out there after a good hit there by Barton. And now Brody Hedick up to bat. Hot shot to third base. Brought in by number 11, Camden Engler. And he makes a strong throw to second to cut off the lead runner, Barton, there. So Hedick is going to be on base with the fielder's choice. Sebring cuts off the lead runner, so there's one out, and the runner on first is going to be Hedick. Another shout-out coming in. Let's go, Jaden Toth. Love the Cameron family. And that's a pop fly. Number 24, Rhett Williams, hits it out to left field. And it falls in front of the left fielder, but Hedick didn't think he could run because he thought that ball was going to be caught. The left fielder did a good job collecting that ball quickly, throwing it into the infield, and getting the force out at second. So 2 quick outs now. Spring Hill, that's a fielder's choice for Rhett Williams. As now number 22, Jacob Lugo, is going to be at the plate, trying to answer that one run that Sebring was able to put up in that first inning. He puts a good swing on the ball and rolls it into left field for a single. He's going to be on first, and Rhett Williams is going to be moving to second, bringing up number 1, Jaden Allen. Allen 2 for 3 in this morning's game. 2 singles and a flyout, as he has a chance to try to answer. Tying run standing on first. Go-ahead run on second. He hits a grounder right to the shortstop of Sebring, who flips it over to first for the third out. Spring Hill American is unable to plate a run. Sebring plated 1 run in that first, and we are headed to the top of the second inning. The score is Sebring 1, Spring Hill American 0. We'd like to remind you that you can like JockJive on Facebook or follow us on Twitter. We're trying to reach 10,000 Facebook likes and 1,000 Twitter followers this summer. We need your help to get there. And when you like us on Facebook, we'll keep you updated on scores, schedules, game stats, and much more. So go to JockJive.com and follow the shortcut to all the social media, or simply put JockJive Sports in the search engine of Facebook or at JockJive on Twitter. It's definitely been a hot day here in Sebring, but we've been lucky that there has been no rain in sight. That's what we like to see. We can deal with hot weather. We can't really deal with rain here trying to play any baseball. As Sebring's out to bat now with number 23, Jet DeWitt, leading off for Sebring. This has been a pretty nice day. Although it's a little hot, we've been able to move through this tournament, day 1 of the tournament, swiftly so far with no weather delays, and that's what we like to see as DeWitt grounds out to start off the second inning. Seeing some good defense out there so far early in this game between these two teams, which is what you really expect. Spring Hill played pretty good defense against Bartow earlier in this game. Bartow just was able to put really one big inning up against them, and that was enough. As there's another ground out there by number 17, Hunter Stone. 2 quick outs for Sebring. And then when Sebring played this morning, they held West Volusia scoreless. They shut them out, so they definitely have a good defensive squad too. So we're look to be in for probably a pretty competitive game so far as we're in the top of the second. Sebring leading Spring Hill America by a score of 1-0 with 2 outs in the top of the second, as that one's fouled back by number 4, Jesus Peniagua. Peniagua 2 for 2 this morning in this morning's game in Sebring's victory. He hit 2 singles, and every time he hit that single, he was able to bring around a runner to score. Makes contact with this one right to the shortstop of Spring Hill. Great catch out there by Spring Hill's shortstop, number 24, Rhett Williams. He was able to move with that ball as it was tailing away from him, and he makes the catch. To end the inning, that's 3 outs. We're headed to the bottom of the second. Sebring leading Spring Hill America by a score of 1-0. No runs came across in the top of the second for Sebring after they scored 1 in the first. Have some more shout-outs coming in. Plenty of shout-outs, actually. Great hit, Jackson Barton from Nana and Papa in Cokesville, Tennessee. We got Jacob Goodluck, hit that ball out of the park, love you. Tio Miguel and Jacob, love you from Mariah. And to Jackson Barton, we love you. So proud of you, Grandma Sharon and Papa John in Tampa, Florida. And last but not least, we got another one from Jackson Barton from Nana and Papa in Cokesville, Tennessee. Starting off this second, bottom of the second, for Spring Hill America, Dylan Olding going to be at the plate. As Spring Hill looking to try to answer that one run that Sebring was able to put up in that first inning. They didn't plate one in the first, now trying to plate one in the second. Olding went 2 for 3 this morning with a single, a double, and a fly out. He was swinging a good bat in that game against West Volusia. Really much this whole Spring Hill team was. Actually, that game was against Barstow, and where they scored 6 runs. Spring Hill fell earlier today to Barstow by a score of 8-6. Sebring was the team that was swinging a hot bat this morning when they beat West Volusia by a score of 14-0. Big swing there by number 5, Austin Emmerman. And he's going to fly out to the shortstop. That's going to be... And he's going to be out, bringing up the next batter, number 34, Aiden O'Nolan. O'Nolan pops it up behind the plate. And it's brought in by Sebring's catcher, number 10, Gabe Ford, for the third out of the inning. Olding goes down on a ground out. Emmerman flies out, and then O'Nolan flies out behind the plate. 3 up, 3 down for Spring Hill, and Sebring is going to come back to the plate, leading 1-0 as we head into the third. This game is moving quick. You need a sports fix 24/7, whether live or archived. You can get it on JockJive.com. We have multiple channels with multiple sporting events and shows from practically every level of competition. There's ACCC, GCAA, Georgia Military Channel, DYB, Dixie Baseball, Georgia Highlands Softball channels, and so much more. JockJive.com for those with the insatiable sports appetite. So we're having a briskly played game so far, low scoring, 1-0. That one run came in the first inning after Camden Engler hit a single. As Camden Engler hit a triple and then was brought around by Mikai Taylor. He was brought around by Mikai Taylor, who had a single. So that's where our run came across. Spring Hill so far has not been able to get any runs across, and we're in the third. Leading off for Sebring is going to be number 2, Dawson West.
Coming up to bat, number 2, Dawson West.
Dawson West for Sebring. 2 for 2 this morning with a double and a single. He tries to keep that hitting streak alive now. Swings on the first pitch, hit to the shortstop of Sebring. Long throw over to first, and they're going to get him in time. That's a ground out for West, another out. Another quick out here in this game. That's the first out of the inning.
Coming up to bat, number 7, Damian St. Mark.
Next up is going to be number 7, Damian St. Mark, batting with 1 out here in the inning. St. Mark 2 for 2 this morning with 2 singles. As since that single from Mikai Taylor in the first inning, no runner has reached base for Sebring. 6 straight have been retired. Pitch coming into the machine, coming to St. Mark. He puts a good swing on it, but it bounces past the third baseman of Spring Hill, number 5, Austin Emmerman. And there's a single for St. Mark. St. Mark stands on first for number 18, Tyler Green, who also was 2 for 2 this morning with 2 RBIs.
Coming up to bat, number 18, Tyler Green.
Tyler Green hits one into left field, and that bounces off the shortstop's glove. He's going to be in with a stand-up double. St. Mark is going to go from first to third on the hit. And Sebring is in business here in the top of the third. A single by St. Mark and now a double by Tyler Green has a runner on second and third for Sebring to bring up number 8, Vinny Ward. Vinny Ward 1 for 2 this morning with a single and a strikeout. He watches that first pitch go by as Hawes for Spring Hill, the catcher, number 11, walks Dawson West, or actually Damian St. Mark, back to third as he threatens to try to come home. Sign comes in from the third base coach to Vinny Ward. We'll see what he does. He tries to lay down a bunt, but can't make contact with it. So we'll reset. Sebring leading 1-0, trying to get some more runs across. Spring Hill has been unable to plate a run in the first and second inning. Sebring scored their 1 in the first and got none in the second. As another bunt attempt by Ward goes foul, we have a good luck shout out coming in. Good luck Jackson from Aunt Chris. He's got to make contact with this pitch to stay alive, and he does. Rolls it down the third base line. Going to be a close play at home, but Hawes is unable to block the bag. And St. Mark is going to be safe at home with a great slide. That's going to score a run for Sebring. And on the throw, Green is going to go to third, and Ward is going to go to second. Ward is going to be credited with the RBI single. And Sebring doubles their lead over Spring Hill. Great bunt laid down here by number 3, Coda Carrera, and the ball gets away from the first baseman of Spring Hill, and it rolls all the way into the corner, and Coda Cabrera is going to be on third after the bunt attempt, and he's going to be able to come all the way home. Coda Cabrera lays down the bunt. The ball got away from Haas as he tried to throw it to the first baseman, and then the right fielder tried to throw it to third, and that ball got away, and everyone's going to score. That scores 3 runs, as there was a runner on second and a runner on third, and then Coda Cabrera scores the inside the park home run off the bunt. So 5-0 now. Sebring leads over Spring Hill as Spring Hill's defense has just imploded. as Spring Hill's defense has just imploded in that exchange there. And we're back to the top of the lineup for Sebring with the man who hit the triple, number 11, Camden Engler. So you're going to remember that one later in this game is the bunt that brought home 3 runs for Coda Cabrera. Engler hits a hot shot to the shortstop, and that one bounces in and out of his glove and lands, and Engler's going to be on third with the single.
Coming up to bat, number 00, Makai Taylor.
Still only 1 out here in this inning as now Engler stands on first. 4 runs have already come across. Engler takes second with ease after the ball got behind Spring Hill catcher number 11, Brody Haas. Now number 00, Mikai Taylor at the plate. He singled in his first plate appearance, but was later doubled up. Sebring looked like they were going to put a big inning together in that first, but after the double play, they were only able to plate run 1 run. But now, in this inning, they've already plated 4. Another steal attempt coming from Engler. No throw, and he's able to take third. And then a poor throw from the catcher back to the pitcher lets Engler score from third. So he goes from second to third, and that's going to plate another run. Sebring now leads 6-0 over Spring Hill American. And there's a hot shot up the middle by Mikai Taylor, and he's going to be on first with a single.
Coming up to bat, number 1, Tanner Simmons.
He's 2 for 2 on the day. Tanner Simmons, number 1, now coming to the plate. He's the one that popped into that double play in that first inning. So this is the big inning Sebring was looking for. They've scored 5 so far in this third inning. Going to be a close play at second on the steal attempt by Mikai Taylor, and he's gunned out at second base for the second out of the inning. Great throw there by number 11 for Spring Hill, Brody Haas, to gun out the steal attempt by Mikai Taylor. That leaves now Tanner Simmons at the plate with nobody on base, but he hits one in between the third baseman and the shortstop, and he's going to be on base with a single. That's 7 straight hits now for Sebring. They've plated 5 runs so far in this inning. 2 outs, top of the third, and they still don't look like they're done yet with Gabe Ford coming up to the plate, number 10, the catcher for Sebring. Sebring's got a good crowd on hand over here to the left. This is Sebring Park, so this is the home game for a lot of these kids, so pretty good crowd on hand over there rooting these kids on. So we have some more shout-outs coming in. So we'll wait for this pitch from Gabe Ford as he hits it down the third base line. That one's going to get past the third baseman and roll into the corner. It's going to be a close play at third on the aggressive attempt from Tanner Simmons to try to go from first to third on that hit down the left field line. Gabe Ford is going to be accounted with the single, but that out at third is going to end the inning. Sebring leading over Spring Hill American by a score of 6-0. We're headed to the bottom of the third after 5 runs came across in that top of the third. So here comes the shout out. We want to send our cheerleading voices and dances on to cheer our sweet nephew Jacob Lugo. We love you, kiddo. Continue to battle out there on that field. You'll be the next Sammy Sosa or Big Papi. Go, Jacob, go, from Uncle Tony Lugo and Sunelli. Big fan of the emojis and the hearts that you guys threw in there. Sammy Sosa or Big Poppy. That's some big goals for the young fella. But he's hit a home run in that first game that we saw, and now he's 1 for 1 on the day with a single, so you never know. Well on his way. So Spring Hill America has not yet cracked the scoreboard after they lost to Bartow earlier today in a close one by a score of 8-6. They're trailing this one 6-0 as Sebring scored 1 in the first, and then a big third inning rally scores 5. And the score sits at 6-0. Bottom of the third, leading off for Spring Hill is going to be in number 11, Brody Haas. Brody Haas was 1 for 2 in this morning's loss to Bartow. Haas fouls off the first pitch. Haas is the catcher for this Spring Hill team. Looking to get their first win on the day. Trying not to fall to 0-2. Sebring trying to move to 0-2. And that one gets right through the hole. That one goes into right field, and Haas is going to make the big corner at second. Going to be a close play at second, and he's called safe at second base. That was close. It was a great play out there in right field by Sebring's number 8, Vinny Ward, to get that ball in quickly and almost get Haas out at second, but he slid in underneath that tag, and he's going to be in scoring position with no outs. So these teams are trying to advance to pool or the elimination bracket. The top 2 teams from each pool are going to move on. Bartow is already 2-0 as number 99, Noah Sanchez, hits that one up the middle. He's going to get credited with the single, and Brody Haas is going to move to third on the hit. First and third, no outs for Spring Hill America as they're trying to answer that big last inning, as there's going to be a little conference because there was a slight collision between second and third between Haas and the shortstop for Sebring. And it looks like the coach is complaining that his player would have been able to throw out Sanchez if there wasn't contact in the base paths. The defender has the right to the ball, so this should be a pretty interesting call as they talk to each other in between the pitching mound and first base, our 2 umpires today. They've reffed all 4 games today, and they've done a pretty good job, and they're going to say that there was no interference on that play, and he's going to be called safe, and coach wants an explanation. So I'll talk about a little bit what I was saying earlier. West Volusia is already 0-2 so far on this field in the bracket. Bartow 2-0 after defeating Spring Hill America and West Volusia. Spring Hill 0-1, trying to move to 1-1. And Sebring, who's playing right now 1-0, trying to become 2-0. So if Sebring is able to pull this game off, they'll be 2-0. If Spring Hill America able to pull this game off, both of these teams would be 1-1. And the race would get really interesting tomorrow. The 2 games that are set for tomorrow are West Volusia and Spring Hill America. West Volusia 0-2, Spring Hill America 0-1, but playing right now. And then Sebring and Bartow. Bartow 2-0, Sebring. And we're going to have more of a delay as there's a dispute on that play between second and third. The coach is... The player was running from second to third was Brody Haas. Haas collided with the shortstop of Spring Hill, or Sebring rather. Haas is on Spring Hill. Collided with the shortstop of Sebring. And when they collided, the ball got free and all the runners ended up being safe. The coach for Sebring is saying that if this collision wouldn't have happened between the base paths, at least one, maybe two outs would have been made in that exchange. So he's complaining about runner interference as the defender does have the right to go up and field that ball. And that ball was in the base path. So both of these coaches really have a complaint here. So we're going to go to the rule book and get the head umpire down there and figure out what really is going down. While we wait, we have another shout-out coming in. Shout-out to Jacob Lugo. Love you. Good luck. Have lots of fun. Steph and Tio Charlie. So the head ref is down there in left field. He's down there with the two umpires. They're explaining the play to him, and we're gonna see what the call is going to be. One of the complaints is that the Spring Hill runner did not try to avoid contact with the Sebring defender. And if he didn't try to get out of his way, he might be called out for the interference. This play looks very complicated as now both coaches for both teams are over there. There's two umpires and the head umpire, so we got 5 people trying to figure out this play between second and third. Could he have thrown Sanchez out at first? Maybe, maybe not. So one of the runners is going to be called out. The runner that's going to be called out is going to be Brody Haas for making contact with the Sebring shortstop. And they're going to allow Sanchez to stay on first, it looks like. So they're going to call Haas out for the interference on the base path for running in to the Sebring shortstop. But they're going to leave Sanchez on first. So that's going to give us 1 out here in the bottom of the third. And what looked like, or what could be a pretty big call in this game, because first and third no outs is a big difference than just a runner on first with 1 out. When you're Spring Hill America trying to come back from this 6-0 deficit. There's a good 5 to 10 minute delay there as we tried to figure out that call that ended up being not the best for Spring Hill America, but you got to give the coach of Sebring credit for coming out and complaining about that call twice, actually. He came out the first time and they didn't listen to him, and he came out the second time. Then they got the head umpire and he got his way, and the out is made at third. So we're back to baseball now with number 44, Jaden Toth at the plate. The runner at first is Noah Sanchez. 1 out here, bottom of the third. As he swings through that one. Sanchez Jaden Toth went 0 for 2 this morning with 2 groundouts. That one comes right underneath Toth's bat, and he goes down swinging. 2 outs now in what is now a drastically different inning after that umpire decision to call Haas out for the interference in between the base paths. Number 6, Mario DeAngelis squares around to try to bunt, doesn't make contact with it, and a great throw by Spring Hill's catcher, or Sebring's catcher, number 10, Gabe. By number 10, Gabe Ford. Lost his last name there. to gun the runner out at second base and end the inning. Spring Hill looked like they were going to have a runner on first and third with no outs, but then a call was made by the umpire to get a runner out on the contact between the shortstop and the runner in the base path, and then 2 quick outs end the inning for Spring Hill American, and they aren't able to score a run, so we head to the top of the 4th with Sebring now leading 6-0 after they scored 1 in the 5th and 5 in the 3rd. That was a big call made by these umpires and really could be a turning point in this game as Spring Hill was trying to put an inning together, but that one was shot down quickly. Leading off this inning, I believe, is going to be number 23, Jet DeWitt. May come as a surprise to you how affordable it is to have JockJive Sports provide coverage of your sporting event or sports team with quality streaming, offering a national and international platform. To show off your school or sport, we produce everything from youth sports to NCAA Division I. Literally in every part of the country, large productions are small, tiny venues are huge. We can and have done them all. To put JockJive to work for you, email us at info@jockjive.com. So we're through 3 innings here. The score is 6-0. We've had a little bit of everything. We've had innings with 3 up, 3 down. We've had a bunt that went for a home run from Coda Cabrera. We've had a collision between second and third, and then a meeting of the umpires that changed our last inning and really could lead to Sebring putting the clamps on this game, as that's going to be a ground out for DeWitt to start out this 4th inning. Had about a 10-minute delay for that conference between the umpires and the coaches. Now number 17, Hunter Stone, is going to be up to bat. He hits it to the shortstop for Spring Hill, but he's unable to get the ball over to first quick enough. Stone able to leg out the infield single, and he's going to be standing on first with 1 out. It's a big deal in games like this to get up on the other team by more than 7 runs, because 7 runs is the limit that you can score in an inning unless we are in the 6th inning. So if a few runs are scored by Sebring here, they really could put the clamps on Spring Hill and make it difficult for them to make a comeback. But we'll see if they're able to do anything here with a runner on first and 1 out. Swung on by number 4, Jesus Peniagua, and he made great contact with that ball, but hit it down the left field line, but it went foul. Almost let that one fare, and that one would have rolled to a corner for probably a double, maybe more. But a foul. It's going to put him back in the batter's box for nothing. He grounds that one straight to the shortstop. Spring Hill able to get the lead runner.
Coming up to bat, number 2, Dawson West.
They get Stone out at second. Peniagua going to reach first on the fielder's choice. And that's going to bring up number 2, Dawson West. Dawson West 0 for 1 on the day. Sebring leading this game 6-0, trying to add on to it here. The runner on first is Jesus Peniagua. See, Spring Hill has been unable to plate any runs so far in this game. That's a big shot out to center field by Dawson West, but easily ranged over and caught out there by the center fielder for Spring Hill. And Sebring is going to go down without scoring a run in this fourth inning, keeping the door open for Spring Hill America, who's been really close to putting that inning together, but has been unable to scratch anything across so far. We're headed to the bottom of the fourth. Sebring leading Spring Hill 6-0. After today's game is over, you can watch the action again and again on JockJive.com. Go to the same spot you watch the live coverage and watch the archives. If you want a DVD of any game of the Florida Dixie Youth Baseball AA Pitch Machine State Tournament, email info@jockjive.com and we'll get that process started. Those coaches might go back and look at that play between second and third if this game comes up in great significance. As Spring Hill is now coming to bat and leading off, I believe is going to be number 6, Mario DeAngelis. His first at-bat of the game. And he's the bottom of the order for Spring Hill, and we're going to turn the lineup over after him. He tries to bunt, but that one goes foul. DeAngelis was 1 for 2 in this morning's game when Spring Hill fell to Bartow. So he's looking to get a hit here and be 2 for 3 on the day overall. We're in the bottom of the fourth. This game has moved pretty quickly. We had some quick first innings where not many runs were scored. The third inning took a little longer with the 5 runs scored by Sebring, and then the conference between the umpires and the coaches, as that was a great bunt laid down by Mario DeAngelis right down the first base line. But they're going to call him out. The blue says the ball touched him as he was running to first, and they're going to call DeAngelis out. And Spring Hill is not happy about this one. The call in the last inning went against him, and now the call in this inning is going against him, and both coaches not happy about it as they both throw their hands up in the air, and some of the fans are now giving it to the umpire. So now, what looked to be a great bunt by Spring Hill to get the leadoff batter on is going to end up in an out. And number 77, Jackson Barton, gets a chance, and he lines a single in to left field. So if you think about the implications of that hit or that out call, Spring Hill would have had a runner at first and second with no outs right now, but instead they just have a runner at first with 1 out. They also got the short end of the stick in that last inning on the defensive side, or their last inning of offense when their runner got called out at third, which instead of leaving them with runners at first and third with no outs, they just had a runner at first with 1 out again. So short end of the stick in 2 straight innings here for Spring Hill. But this was a great bunt by Hedick, and he's going to be on first with the bunt single, moving Barton to second, and he's going to be on first. As up to bat is number 24, Rhett Williams, as he sees some teammates out at first and second. We have some shout-outs coming in. Great hit, Jackson Barton from Nana and Papa from Tennessee. As that ball is hit to the shortstop, it's going to be a fielder choice for Rhett Williams as Sebring is able to get the lead runner out at third. 2 outs now, first and second for Spring Hill. Another shout out. Number 22, Jacob from New York. We love you, Pumpkin. Go Spring Hill. Love TT, Angie, and Tio Miguel. My favorite, number 2, Jacob. Go Spring Hill. Love Mariah. So New York, that's another state on the list for us today. Eastern Seaboard being well represented. We have some Pennsylvania, some New Jersey. Now, New York. It's a good job. Northeast. Repping the baseball. Big swing by Jacob Lugo. It goes into center field, and that's over the Sebring center fielder's head. This could score 2, and it looks like it is. 2 RBI double for Jacob Lugo, and that puts Spring Hill right back into this game. Nothing's gone right for them so far, but that 2 RBI double with 2 outs gives them some life. Now only down 4. After the big blast by Jacob Lugo. And there's Jacob Lugo again answering the bell. He was the one that started the offense for Spring Hill in that first game where they just came up short. Now, the double over the head of the center fielder for Sebring brings home 2 and gives his team some life here in the bottom of the 4th with 2 outs. Although Spring Hill still trailing 6-2. Number 1, Jaden Allen at the plate has a chance to cut that lead in half with a good hit here. Pitch comes in. That one's lined right back up the middle. This could score Lugo from second, but they're going to hold him up at third. Runners at the corners now for Spring Hill. 2 outs here, bottom 4. After a good piece of hitting there by Jaden Allen. Dylan Olding looks to keep the hit party going for Spring Hill. He grounded out in his first plate appearance, but he's got a chance here to put some runs up on the board with the runners at the corners for Spring Hill with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. He puts a swing on it. That one goes right through the cage of the pitching machine right to the second baseman, and it's an easy play as the second baseman for Sebring is able to collect that one and step on the bag for the force play, ending the threat for Spring Hill. They're able to score 2 on the 2 RBI double from Jacob Lugo, but they still trail Sebring by 4 runs. 6-2 the score now. Coming up to bat for Sebring is going to be number 7, Damian St. Mark. Coming up in July on JockJive.com, Florida and Alabama Dixie Youth Baseball, Dixie Youth World Series events, and Dixie Youth State Tournaments and World Series, and so much more. Plus, this fall, we have SWAC, SWAC football, soccer, volleyball, Tuskegee football, Georgia Military College football, the Great American Rivalries, high school football, the ACCC Game of the Week, and more. A litany of reasons you need to come back to JockJive.com often. So can Sebring answer the bell? They see their lead dwindle from 6 down to 4 after that last half inning, when Spring Hill was able to plate 2 runs. As they lead at 6-2, the leadoff batter is going to be Damian St. Mark. Have some more shout-outs coming in. Let's go Dylan Olding from Jordan Cameron. And let's go Spring Hill. Show them what you can do. We are watching and love you boys. Great job. Love the Zitos from Spring Hill, Florida. Damian St. Mark is at the plate as the wind's picking up outside now. We're getting closer to the afternoon. It's usually when the weather starts to pick up around here in Florida. This is our last game of the day, though. 4th game. We've played 4 games today. And there's the thunder. I heard it over the microphone. And that is not a good sign. If I could hear it, you guys could definitely hear it. And we have a stoppage in play to see if we're allowed to keep playing. Because if thunder and lightning is in the area, we may have to suspend the game. We have a quick pause as we're going through the subs. It looks like we got it all figured out. As we're trying to figure out if the lightning detector is on, because there is thunder in the area, but we don't know if there's lightning in the area. So we have a quick scramble during our timeout to see if we need to be in a lightning delay or not. Looks like we are going to pull the players in, and we're going to enter a rain delay here. In the last game, we almost made it through this game as we are in the top of the 5th inning with Sebring leading Spring Hill baseball by a score of 6-2. We are going to enter a weather delay here as lightning is in the area. So we'll have to figure out what that means for us and the players as we wait this one out. We were almost done with these 4 games. We're in the 5th inning. We only can play about 7 innings, but we can't endanger the kids out there. As I look out to the right, the clouds are going to get dark. See if I can show you on the camera here. So look over there how much darker it is compared to over here. So that storm is quickly rolling in. And the thunder and lightning is coming. It's definitely picking up on the microphone. So we're going to leave it here for a minute, and I'll come back if we pick up anything or we get any news, as Sebring is leading Spring Hill America by a score of 6-2 in the top of the 5th, but we have just entered a weather delay, so we'll see what goes on from here on out.